Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Android App Arena is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
This is Android App Arena, episode 59 for Wednesday, August 19th, 2015. Back to school. This episode of Android App Arena is brought to you by Prosper. Prosper is a peer-to-peer lending marketplace which connects people who are looking to borrow money with those who have money to lend. Visit prosper.com/twit and receive a $50 Visa gift card when you get a loan. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Android App Arena. I'm your host, Jason Howell. If traffic this morning was any indication to me, school is definitely in session again. Students everywhere donning their favorite new clothes, filling their backpacks with books that weigh more than the bed they slept in. And chances are many of them are rocking smartphones because let's face it, technology in this day and age is pervasive, especially with students. We're always looking to technology to make things easier, make our lives more simple. When it comes to learning, there's an abundance of tools, of course, for Android that students can use to hopefully make their lives a bit less complicated and stressful. So I took that and went scouring for a few apps that I know I would have found pretty useful back in my school days. Let's take a look at 3 apps that are perfect for all types of students in this week's roundup. Now, when I was in school, one thing I hated more than almost everything else was memorization. But any student is going to tell you that memorizing core principles or terms is kind of a major part of learning material, and consequently doing well in exams and beyond. So Quizlet is a tool that I kind of wish I had back then. Quizlet is a flashcard tool populated by students and teachers from all around the world. Let's say I'm learning about the Android platform. I'll tap to search, and I'm searching the database of existing flashcard sets and users. And I'll go ahead and type Android. Now, doing so pulls back a large list based on that keyword. The silhouetted entries are actually users, and the rest are all flashcard sets. I'll tap into this Android user from San Francisco, and sure enough, he has 4 different sets that could come in handy when studying for a course on Android development. I'll tap Android Software Stack, and it looks like 6 terms are in this set. From here, I can test my knowledge in 3 different ways. First, flashcards presents the keyword and nothing else, so I can hopefully answer it out loud correctly. Once I've done that, I just swipe up to see the actual correct definition. Quizlet actually reads the text out loud as well, and I have to say the text-to-speech engine is really nice and natural sounding.
Apps run on using the classes and services provided here.
Second, learn. This shows the answer, and I have to type in the correct term to match it. Or if I don't know it, I just tap the don't know button, and that'll show what I missed. And match. This pulls all terms and definitions up in a single page grid where I can match them to each other to prove how awesome my brain is. And that's timed in case that helps you to learn faster or you're shooting for a target. If you want to roll your own, it's super easy. I'll go ahead and hit the plus button down below, and I'm prompted for a term followed by a matched definition. And I repeat this process for every term I want to study. Save it out, and now I have a flashcard set that's tailored to me. Now, it should be noted that literally anyone can create a flashcard set and publish them to Quizlet. So if you go in looking for someone else's study material, it is entirely possible to find content that's either inaccurate or inappropriate. So you'll want to, do your homework first. Check out Quizlet for free in the Play Store right now. Now, when you're a busy student, it can be a challenge organizing your life. You're taking 20 million classes per semester, and there's only so much time to schedule things around your class schedule, like, eating food so that you'll live. Also, with 20 million classes, it can be a challenge to keep up with the mounting piles of assignments, test schedules, and all that other stuff that you don't want to miss. A popular life management tool for students is called My Study Life, and they're actually currently beta testing the latest update that brings the app into the material design world. I'll be looking at the beta version here. First, I started by creating an academic year followed by the term that I'm currently in, and from there, I've entered in my course schedule, as you can see here, including the course name, instructor, where it's held, when class is in session, and a whole lot more. The calendar function does a great job laying it all out, and any course is actually tappable, which reveals any assignments or tasks that might be assigned for that particular session. In the slide-out tray on the side, I can also access the tasks section where I can create those assignments for my classes and track my progress with each of those. Exams is the tab that I gotta say I fear the most. Any upcoming exams can be placed here so you know they're on the forefront and require your studying time. I'm gonna nail that test on crispy bacon, I just know it. Schedule shows all of the classes that I'm currently enrolled in, and I can also take a look at some of the holiday breaks that I have coming up. I'm really looking forward to those. And in an effort to put everything into one easy place that you can glance at usefully, there's the dashboard. This is kind of the default screen when you first launch the app. Here, I get all of that information that we've populated laid out in a way that makes things actionable. What I have due today, to what tasks and exams are coming up over the next week. This is my hub to keep me from missing anything important. The beta redesign looks sharp with material design in force, and I imagine the public rollout of that beta is not far off. The beta link can actually be found by searching the My Study Life website. Just look for the feedback section and search for beta, but you can always check out the version in the Play Store in the meantime for free right now. Some tools are useful when you're a student, and others downright devious. I'm not quite sure where this next tool falls in that scale, to be honest. Let's talk it through and see where we land. It's called PhotoMath, and it's a way to use the camera on your phone as a math tutor, let's say. I'll take this sheet of math problems here and point the camera at it. Now, this red box can be resized, and I'll want to make sure that I cut out anything that I don't want to be scanned and crunched using the app. Then I'll frame the problem, the math problem, inside that red box and wait. After a few seconds, I'll hear some chirps, and down below, the math problem appears as if like magic, complete with a solution to the problem. If I tap on that solution in the app, it'll then break it out and show you step by step how that problem was solved. Tapping on any step pops up an explanation that shows you how that value was achieved. And you can tap the floating action button to move forward with each step so you can understand the solution piece by piece. Now, recent results from previous equations are kept in the history below so you can solve for a number of problems and then revisit them later. Just swipe that up to take a look. Now, unfortunately, handwritten formulas are not supported in PhotoMath yet, though the developers do say that it's coming in a future release. If you encounter something that you think the PhotoMath team could learn from to make PhotoMath more effective, you can actually send them your feedback with this button that's always there. One could look at PhotoMath and see it as a math tutor, showing you how you're right or wrong in an effort to teach you how to do it better. One could also look at PhotoMath as a tool that makes finding the answers to questions you don't know and passing it off as actual work relatively easy. I'll leave that determination up to you, but it is kind of neat what it's doing here. It's like WordLens, but for numbers. Find PhotoMath for free in the Play Store now. Now, before I move on, PhotoMath doesn't work with all types of maths. So, you know, you'll probably discover what it does work with and what it doesn't. But I've definitely read that it doesn't work with some algebra, and I'm sure there's plenty of other equations that it's not going to work with. Hopefully, over time, they figure that out. But I did hear from a lot of you as to which apps come in handy in the school environment, thankfully. Thank you. Obviously, Google Docs. It's a free suite that you're probably already using. Many schools actually run their curriculum from Google Docs or Google Drive. And Google Keep is a great way to maintain quick checklists or notes on the fly. So you probably already have that installed on your device. Evernote is definitely one of my favorites and could be useful thanks to its easy tagging and organizational capabilities. If you're super organized, it could be very handy. Office Lens, which I showed off a few weeks ago for capturing a chalkboard that's filled with chicken scratch that your professor expects you to understand for the next quiz. It's a great way to snap it and have it straighten it out and be useful. I haven't used Trello before personally, but that was recommended. It sounds like a great way to get teams of fellow students kind of on the same page, coordinating a project and facilitating chat within the project itself. And look, I'm sorry to dump all these apps on your plate. It's definitely going to require some research on your part, and I expect you to complete this assignment by next Monday, okay? And you can call me Professor Howell, and thank you. Before we move on, let's thank the sponsor of today's episode. Happy to welcome back Prosper. Face it, there aren't many good ways to borrow money when you need it. Friends, family, credit card companies, traditional bank loans. But now with a low fixed rate loan with Prosper.com, there's a better way. You can borrow up to $35,000 in as few as 5 days and use the money for just about anything you desire. You can pay off your high rate credit cards, fix up the house. You can put it into your business. I would put it into my house. We're actually getting the roof kind of done right now, and that would be pretty darn handy for that. Prosper's online marketplace connects people who need money with those who want to invest in you, so you don't have to rack up more debt on your credit cards. It's a bad idea. You can pay them off with Prosper instead. You can check your low rate instantly without affecting your good credit. Just go to prosper.com/twit. And now, and for a limited time, Prosper is offering Twit viewers a $50 Visa gift card with your low interest loan. You can get up to $35,000 in your account in as few as 5 days and a $50 Visa gift card. Just go to prosper.com/twit for this special offer just for Twit viewers. All right, so how about this? You've worked your tail off. You're trying to nail those assignments, get A's on your quizzes, and now you need a break. Why not enjoy a game that could literally stretch out over the course of an entire semester if you have the patience for something like that? It's this week's big app. Now, a few months ago, Bethesda, the gaming outfit behind the immensely popular Fallout series, lifted the veil on a new mobile version of the franchise called Fallout Shelter. And it actually just hit Android a short while ago, so let's take a look. You play God as you manage the creation of multiple vaults as an escape from the post-apocalyptic world that exists outside the Fallout doors. People will flock to the doors of the shelter in the hopes that they can enter and live their lives safely. Now, once inside, it's up to you to put them to work in the ways that match their characteristics best. The Fallout Shelter only thrives if the essentials are covered: water, food, and energy. Those all require skilled workers to produce effectively, and it's up to you to figure out who's best for where. Not only that, there's these living quarters where the boom chicka chicka happens, if you know what I mean. That's right, pair up a man and a woman in that room, and if the chemistry is there, they'll hit it off, start dancing, and then move to someplace a little more comfortable, whereby the lady will emerge with a baby in her belly. I'm serious. That ultimately increases the number of residents inside your shelter once the baby is born. The goal is to gain as many residents as you can, all pitching in and making an environment that can thrive while keeping bad guys out so they can't destroy what you've created. Not only that, parts of the operation can fall apart if you overwork your people. You want to keep them happy and fed, ultimately. You can even equip your people and send them outside exploring, where they'll discover resources that they can bring back to help with the cause. I love the art style here, and I fully realize that in my time with the game, I've merely scratched the surface of how deep it can go. But I'll be completely honest, I'm not interested in the grind of games like this. Don't get me wrong. There are in-app purchases that can help you achieve more faster, and those aren't by any means necessary to playing the game. But without those paid upgrades, you spend a lot of time just waiting for things to happen, waiting for a player to level up, waiting for the resources to regenerate, waiting for new people to arrive. So much waiting. I'm conflicted. When there's stuff to do, the game is fun. But when I'm waiting around for something meaningful, I'm ready to check out. If games with a grind don't bother you and you have the time to invest, then you might want to check out Fallout Shelter for free in the Play Store. All right, so to be clear, I actually really enjoyed playing Fallout Shelter, but at a certain point, you're just kind of sitting there watching people walk around their rooms, working, occasionally producing elements, or maybe even leveling up. And when that happens, that actually requires you to tap them and retrieve them, so you're doing something. And then after that, just kind of staring again. And that kind of got old to me after a while. I'm sure if you invest days or weeks into the game, which you can, really build up your shelter, things might get a bit more exciting just based on the fact that there are so many inhabitants to kind of keep tabs on. But I don't think I have the patience for that personally. Maybe you do. All right, it's time for you to get back to your schoolwork. But before you do that, please head on over to our subreddit at androidapparena.reddit.com. Let me know if we're missing any app topics, categories, or your favorite app, and we'll include it on a future show. You can always catch the show live. We record at 4:30 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday evenings following Tech News Tonight. That's at twit.tv/live. And if you can't make the live taping, the show always appears later that evening in the feeds and on the show page at twit.tv/arena. All right, that's it, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jason Howell, and I will see you next week in the arena.